What's up, y'all? It's your girl, the Writer Ambassador. I am Tiffany Joy and your story planner, and I just wanted to let y'all know I am back in these digital streets just a little bit, though. I recently have gone away, been offline, because I needed to prepare for a retreat that I was going to be a servant worker at. And it was actually a wonderful blessing. It is a blessing to be able to serve with committed men and women of God who desire to glorify God in all that they do and say. And so to show up in that way was just very, very powerful. But what I really wanted to share is that I am back. I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to spend some time quietly fine tuning what is known as my listening ear for the Holy Spirit, and really increasing in the knowledge of following my instincts. That's something that I think sometimes women, and there's a common phrase that people will say that women, that we have maternal instincts, but the reality is not every woman becomes a mother. And some women who have never mothered but are really, really deeply abiding and connected to the true vine, their instincts might even be a little sharper than those who have maternal instincts, because our maternal instincts are still reliable. I don't want to discount that. They are reliable, but a lot of times they can get meshed in with all the emotions of being a mom and being fearful and anxious about protecting our children and kind of maintaining control. Because the one thing that many of us as women don't really want to surrender is control. But we don't always want to be controlling. And so that's another topic for another day. But I do think that it is sometimes harder to surrender that control. And so I've just been away, kind of working on those things. And I'm back to say, hello, how are you? To ask you, how is the needle, or where is the needle on your being tuned in to your natural instincts? Because I believe that even though women naturally have this gift to tap in, and we know how, when we need to, we know how. Many of us do, and we are in a sisterhood to be able to share it with others and get them right on in. But this is not excluded of men either. I don't know what they have to do to get tapped into their I don't want to say maternal, their instincts, because instincts might be, I haven't researched it yet, but instincts might be synonymous with discerning the voice of the Holy Spirit. Sometimes we will refer to it as like something told me. I just felt like I needed to. I had this gut instinct. We'll even point to our gut. I don't know how we got there, but we just know that it's something on the inside and something that's deeply embedded. But I would like to call that what it is, and I think that it is called the Holy Spirit. And I admittedly have to say that I have not always obeyed or listened to that voice. I got in a habit as soon as I came to Atlanta, actually, right after college, is what I'm really trying to say. I'm not pointing it to being about Atlanta, but somewhere I didn't know that my instincts needed to be developed as a young woman, and I didn't know that that would connect me to the Holy Spirit, the voice of the Holy Spirit. So I've lived a life, and I've been in Atlanta 28 years, kind of dialing it down and now having to learn how to turn it back up again. And so this weekend I completed a retreat that I think really helped me fine tune that. And what I would recommend for those who are in need of doing the same is spend some time by yourself. Start creating habits if you don't have the opportunity to put on your calendar to go away and be away for 3 or 4 or 5 days, because it can take that long to really denormalize what are your norms. And so if you need to start this process or have a desire to start the process, I would absolutely recommend that you start turning things off. Television for sure, because guess what? In these social media streets, which this is more than likely where you will find my content is on social media. Content that's out there is good to hear in a lot of respects. In a lot of respects, it's good to hear the passionate pleas of others, especially as they speak truth and love to powers that be. But there are some things we might hear that's absolutely triggering, and you got to learn how to obey your voice of the Spirit to say, you need to pull away. That you're not ready for that right now. That battle is not yours in this moment. It's not to say that you won't have to fight. I'm not advocating for people putting down their swords, or metaphorically speaking, that you put down and that you lay down and that you just, sit there and die and not fight the good fight. That's not what I'm saying. But there are times when your inner knower, the Holy Spirit, the voice of reason, and your instincts are saying, that's not for you, pull back. Because now that I've returned from this retreat, which ended on Sunday evening, one of the first voices that I heard, or first instructions that I heard when I woke up on Monday morning, was you are coming down from the mountain. Come down slowly. Don't rush back into all the things that you normally want to do in an effort to be prepared, or to let me just get this done, or let me just do, because especially women, we are usually the quarterbacks of the family. Don't lie about it. We usually are and can be and have had to hold it up and hold it together for our communities, for our families, all the things. And so I think it's even harder sometimes for us as women to lay those things down. But all of us will live a life, if you live in the 21st century, where you're going to have to learn how to lay some things down. And so if you get an opportunity to have a mountaintop experience without going to the mountains, that's possible. Do it. Make sure that you turn things off, that you move very, very slowly, not so much in speed per se, but let some of the urgencies of, let me just send this email real quick. Let me just put in this next load of laundry. Let me just type up this email. Let me just visit this webinar for just 1 hour. Like, stop. Stop. Let me say it again. Stop. Stop. It's okay. It's okay. The thing is what you will find is that the world still continue to move on its axis. That your world did not come falling or tumbling down because you didn't. Now, the reality is if it does, you were late anyway. Somewhere you might have misappropriated your time and you might have missed a window. And I'm not here to beat up or bash on anybody who might find this video and that's actually applicable to them. But take this even as a lesson to say, there are things that I am now learning how, because of this mountaintop experience, where I was still the servant and not being served, where I have to learn that it's okay to put things down, and that I really needed to have reprioritized my life anyway. And what's more interesting is that as I was preparing to do some, we were given some instructions on how to be tasked with certain assignments, specifically with prayer, encouraged to write notes of gratitude, things like that. Okay. So what I realized leading up to this retreat is how much time I've wasted just being online. Yes, I want to learn some things. I do. But most time I'm not learning. Most times I might be entertained because the escape felt relaxing, felt like it was needed. Sometimes we do need a breather, but a breather does not mean find other things to get distracted by. This retreat has really allowed me to come down the mountain a lot slower, to say your priorities have been off. Your submission to me as a father to you, and you're my daughter, is off. and that your surrender, your level of surrender and obedience are way scattered out there because you're trying to obey this thing and that thing and your thing and their thing and all the things. Meanwhile, people are hurting. They're in need of your hands. They're in need of your voice. They're in need of the things that I gave you, but you've appropriated them to scrolling. You've appropriated them to other things that I did not call or commission you to do. So, finally, my appeal to you, those who may catch this video, is please take a minute. Assess your life very, very quickly. If you know, and you know that you know that you know that you know that it is out of line or out of alignment, it's off the beaten path, you can tell you don't have peace, it's probably time to have a mountaintop experience. And again, if you're not able to go, start where you are. Turn all the things off, all the normal things. Bring all the noises down to nothing. Mute them. And guess what will arise almost suddenly? That voice of reason, that voice of the Holy Spirit, that instinct, that your knower always knew what you needed even before you asked, but you would not. You did not. That's all I got for you. I'm grateful to be back. I'm grateful to be here and to be more clear about what's needed in my own life. Just wanted to share this in case you need it in yours. I'll talk to you later.